Hi, good morning, everybody. Today's grandfather teaching is on humility, and I thought I would present it to you today because humility is one of my biggest values I try and live by every single day. So, Kanokwe Tishnakas Maingandodam. My spirit name is Kanokwe, and my English name is Tia. I am Wolf Clan. The wolf represents humility, and it's there to remind us to live a humble life. And when you're walking down a path and a wolf is walking that same path, the first thing that wolf will do is he'll stop and he'll bow his head. And it's not because he's afraid of you, but it's because he's humbled by the presence of a human being. So, to know humbleness is to think of your brothers and your sisters before you think of yourself. And that's kind of why when we go up and eat, we don't serve ourselves first, but we make sure our elders and our grandparents have a plate before we do. So to have humility is to understand that we've all been given a gift by Creator, but no gift is better than another. So you can't go out and you can't be trying to show off your gift, and you can't be thinking that, oh, my gift's better than somebody else's, because the Creator is going to see you and he's going to think, well, maybe I should take that gift away from you so you can learn your lesson. So my definition of having humility has always been like knowing you're not better than anybody else, but also no one is better than you. So I've kind of always seen it like you want to introduce yourself to the janitor or the cleaner the same way you would to the CEO. So that's kind of how I've always seen it. And we all come from Creator. We all have the same job. It's to take care of Mother Earth and to take care of each other. It's super important to be kind and do not judge, because a true leader, he is kind and he doesn't think about what's best for himself first, but he'll think about what's best for his community first. And we've all been given gifts, so it's important to use those gifts not against each other, but to help each other and to uplift each other. Because each of our roles are important and you are important. And even science is able to prove that, because if you remove one species from an ecosystem, that entire ecosystem will suffer. There was a study in the 1950s at Yellowstone Park where they reintroduced a pack of wolves, and the amount of impact that one pack of wolves had to the entire park was incredible. So wolves eat a few things, but to list a couple are deer and coyotes. Basically, what deer usually would do is they'll just eat all the grass all day. But because that pack of wolves was introduced, they didn't eat as much grass. They changed their eating habits so they weren't sitting in the valleys as long. And the valleys were able to grow more vegetation, and the trees were able to grow taller. And because of the taller trees, there were more birds that were coming to the valleys. And because there were more berries growing in the valleys, there were more bears that could eat the berries. And because there were more trees, there were animals like beavers and muskrats and mice coming because there was more vegetation growing. And so the wolves killed coyotes as well, and that created bigger populations for rabbits and mice. And then this created a larger food source for things like foxes, badgers, hawks, all kinds of animals. And then the scavenger animals were able to eat the leftovers from the wolves, and then that helped the soil, and the soil became better, and that created more vegetation and more river paths, and then the banks were able to stabilize. And that's the story about how the wolves' reintroduction demonstrates how crucial every single member of an ecosystem is important to the land and the landscape. There's also a difference about being humble and being confident. One is about loving others and one is about loving yourself. So it's okay to wake up and say, oh, I look beautiful today. But it's important to know that just because I look beautiful, that doesn't mean anyone is more beautiful than me, but that also doesn't mean I'm more beautiful than anybody else. And stay kind and walk through life with humility. If you guys have any other teachings on humility, I would love to hear from you in the comment section, or if you want to send us a message. I appreciate you guys listening today, and I am so grateful. Have an amazing day, and thank you so much. Miigwech.